Today's maths learning intention is to find money totals by choosing an order to add.
Okay, I have got 2 coins here that I want to add. Can you see which coins I have got? I've got a 2p coin and a 5p coin. So, how do I add them together? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my larger coin. Not larger by size, but larger by value, because 5 is a bigger number than 2, even though we know the 2p coin is bigger than the 5p coin. So I'm going to start with my highest value, which is 5, and then I'm going to count on 2 more by tapping twice. So 5, 6, 7. So that means that 5p plus 2p is 7p. So I can add that to my sentence. 5p plus 2p equals 7p. Now, what about if I were to add another coin? I now have 3 coins to add. I have a 2p, I have a 5p, and I now have a 10p coin. So, I'm going to rearrange these coins because I've already done some of this maths. I've already done 2 plus 5. So I'm going to put these 2 coins to the side. Can you remember what we said 2 plus 5 was? That's right, we've already worked out that 2 plus 5 is 7. So, how do I add my 10p to the number I already have? Well, let's recap on our spider counting. Do you remember? Let's find 7. Here's 7. When we add 10, we spider count down 1 row to 17. So that means that 10 plus 2 plus 5 is 17. So once again, I can add that to my number sentence. Now, another method for counting 3 numbers, or 3 coins as we have, is to rearrange them to start with the biggest number. So then we don't have to go all the way back to 0 and count on in ones, which we know takes a little bit of a long time. So if I were going to rearrange these coins to put the biggest one first, which one would go first here? Which is the biggest one? That's right, it's number 10. So 10 goes first, then 5, and then 2. So look, I can just say 10. I don't need to count from 0 because this coin is worth 10p. So 10 plus 5, well, I know that 10 plus 5 is 15 because I've done lots of bridging to 10 and I know my number bonds as well. So 10 plus 5 is 15, tap twice, 16, 17. So that's another way that we can practice our adding 3 numbers. Now, I have one more calculation for you, year 1. Have a look here. I have now got 3 of the same coin. I have 5 plus 5 plus 5. So once again, I'm going to use a technique to add these that doesn't involve me going back to 0 and counting on in ones. Now, I can't rearrange these in order of biggest to smallest because these coins are all worth the same amount. They're all worth 5. So instead, I'm going to use my number bonds. I know that 5 and 5 make 10. 5 and 5 come alive, number bond to 10. So here I can just say 10 plus 5, 15. So here I've got 15p.